Bullies ripped the new teacher's shirt in class. Her judo throw left them on the floor. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She stepped into the classroom wearing confidence like armor. A young woman, barely older than some of her students, Miss Jordan was met with snickers the moment she wrote her name on the board. They whispered, mocked her voice, and called her just the diversity hire. But things escalated fast. When one student yanked her shirt in front of the class, the laughter stopped. What happened next turned into a viral moment that shook the school to its core. What do you do when respect is stripped from you, literally? Watch until the end to find out. Miss Jordan had dreamed of teaching since she was a child. Fresh out of college and full of hope, she had accepted a job at a prestigious suburban high school, one with ivy-covered buildings, legacy students, and an unspoken culture of exclusion. Her first day felt like walking into a storm. Most teachers looked her over with polite disinterest. The principal had smiled too tightly, saying, "We're glad to be adding a little diversity." Still, she walked into room 304 ready to teach, her lesson plan neatly organized, her heart steady. The students, however, were quick to judge. Whispers, smirks, and subtle defiance filled the room. But she kept teaching. Until one day, the subtle turned violent, and the classroom became a battlefield. What Miss Jordan didn't expect was just how far they'd go to break her spirit. It started with snide comments, mocking her pronunciation, rolling eyes during lessons, calling her Miss Attitude under their breath. She reported it, but the administration said it was just teenage behavior. One day, a student left a note on her desk, "Go back to where you came from." She tore it up and kept teaching. She believed she could reach them, but respect never came. A group of students, mostly athletes, began pushing boundaries and throwing paper when she was not looking, locking the smartboard and laughing openly when she called for silence. Then came Thursday. The class was restless. She tried to refocus them, walking between rows as she explained a math equation. A boy named Kyle, the quarterback, stood up. "You're not even a real teacher," he muttered. Before she could respond, he reached out and yanked her shirt, ripping it near the shoulder. The class gasped. Some laughed. One girl filmed it. Miss Jordan stepped back, her breath caught between fury and fear. But in that instant, instinct kicked in. Instinct she hadn't used since her father enrolled her in judo lessons at age 10 to teach her how to fight when no one else will. She dropped her binder, shifted her stance, and grabbed Kyle's arm. In one fluid motion, she flipped Kyle onto the floor, his body hitting the tiles with a thud that silenced the room. Chairs scraped back, jaws dropped, and the laughter died. The phone filming her shook slightly as someone whispered, "Did she just—" Kyle groaned, stunned and humiliated. Miss Jordan stood tall, chest rising with controlled breath, her shirt torn, but her spirit intact. She didn't scream, she didn't cry. She picked up her binder and said, "Class is dismissed." No one moved, not because they were afraid, but because, for the first time, they saw her. Not as a joke, not as a stereotype, but as someone they'd underestimated and disrespected. That moment would be shared across social media, sparking outrage, debate, and eventually change. The footage went viral. While some parents demanded her firing, others rallied behind her, recognizing the racism and humiliation she had endured. The school launched an investigation. Kyle was suspended, but Miss Jordan, she kept teaching. Not because it was easy, but because she refused to let hate define her journey. That day didn't break her. It revealed her strength. And more importantly, it forced others to see what they'd tried so hard to ignore. That racism doesn't always wear a hood. It sometimes wears a varsity jacket. How many more black women must fight just to be seen as professionals, just to be respected? Tell us in the comments which country and city you're watching from, and whether you've ever witnessed injustice like this. Let's talk. Let's change. Together. Take care.